Assalamu alaikum. Hello everyone. We've got a probability question here. The question reads as such: there are only green pens and blue pens in a box. There are three more blue pens than green pens in the box. I'm gonna stop there. Let's say if the let's call the blue pens B and the green pens G. So that's B equals G plus 3. Sorry. There are more than 12 pens in the box. Simon is going to take at random 2 pens from the box, and the probability that Simon will take 2 pens of the same color is 27 over 55. Right. So, to get 2 pens of the same color, um, so the outcomes would be either blue and blue or green and green. Should have spaced it out a bit more. Okay, so in order to get 2 blue pens, um, the total number of pens, let's just say, so since we've got blue and green pens, so let's call total is blue plus green, but the blue is G plus 3, so I can get rid of B and replace it with G plus 3 plus G. So the total number of pens is 2G plus 3. Okay. Right. So when we start off with the blue pens, the probability of getting the first pen that is blue would be the number of blue pens. The number of blue pens is G plus 3 over 2G plus 3, which is the total number of pens. That's for my first pick. And then when the first blue pen is selected, the probability of the next pen being blue, well, there's going to be one less blue pen in the box. So before we had G plus 3 blue pens, since we've taken one out, we should have only G plus 2 now, because there's one less. And in the original box, you had 2G plus 3. That's how many pens were there in total. So now you're going to have one less because you already took out one blue pen, so that'll be 2G plus 2. Right. Okay, so we are left with this situation. So we got quadratics over here. So G plus 3 times G plus 2 over 2G plus 3 times 2G plus 2. Okay, that's the probability of the 2 pens being blue. And I don't have enough space over here, so I might have to go on a new page to carry on. Let's go on to the green scenario. Okay, so the green and green. So initially you had G green pens out of 2G plus 3 green pens. Now once the first green pen was selected, the probability of the second one being green. So you had a green pen already, right? So there were G green pens in the box. Now you got one less because you selected one already. So the probability of a pen being green is going to be G minus 1, because there's one less than the original green pens, over 2G plus 2, because that's one less pen than 2G plus 3. And again, you've got a quadratic. I can expand this. G times G minus 1 over 2g plus 3. I'll expand it on the next page, I guess. Times 2g plus 2. Okay, so those are the two outcomes. So if I add them up, the total probability, this would, if I add these two possibilities up, that would give me the probability of the two pens being of the same color, which is 27 over 55. Okay, so I'm going to go on a new page. I'm going to expand this, simplify it, get everything to one side. It's quite messy at the moment. We'll try and clarify it. So let's try and get to a new page. Go back to the previous page. We had g plus 3 and g plus 2. I'm going to switch to a different color. I'm going to stick to yellow now. Okay, so g plus 3, g plus 3 times g plus 2 over, let's go back, 2g plus 3. I'm just rewriting the bottom, well, the last line of the equation, times 2 plus g times g minus 1. Again, the denominators are the same. Might need a few pages for this one. Seems quite a lengthy question. Right, let's see. So let's expand the first bracket. G times g gives you g squared. And then g times 2 is 2g. Plus 3 times g is 3g. And 3 times 2 is 6. Okay. I'm going to leave a 1 denominator since the two denominators are the same. Plus g times g is g squared, and g times minus 1 is minus g, all over, oh, since the two denominators are the same, I'm just going to expand it and then leave it as one denominator. So 2g times 2g is 4g squared, 2g times 2 is 4g, 3 times 2g is 6g, and 3 times 2 is 6. That's equal to 27 over 55. Right, let's try and simplify by collecting the like terms in the numerator. I've got g squared here and another g squared there, so that would add to give me 2g squared. A lot of g's going about. 2g plus 3g, that's 5g, minus 1g, that's 4g, plus 6 over, denominator is a bit simpler, so 4g squared plus 10g plus 6, and that's equal to 27 over 55. Just to make things easier, I can factorize the top by 2 and the numerator and denominator. G squared plus 2g plus 3, and I'll factorize this with 2, so that'll be 2g squared plus 5g plus 3. This way I can cancel out the two 2's. 2 goes into 2 ones and ones. Is 27 over 55. Okay, I'm gonna go. I need another page. I think I'll need a few more pages for this one. So I've got my numerator as g squared plus, what was it? Let's go back. 2g plus 3 over, I remember the denominator starting off as 2g squared, plus 5g plus 3. Okay, is equal to 27 over 55. Okay, now I'm going to cross multiply. So the numerator is going to multiply with this denominator, and this denominator is going to multiply with that numerator. So 55 times g squared plus 2g plus 3 is equal to 27 times 2g squared plus 5g plus 3. Okay, let's expand this. This gives me 55g squared plus 110g, 150, 165 plus 165 is equal to 54g squared plus 27 times 5, that's 135, 135g plus 27 times 3, so that'll be 60, 81 plus 81. There we go. Alright, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to try and get everything to one side. I look at the bigger coefficient of g squared. So I've got 55g squared or 54g squared, 55 bigger. So I would subtract both sides by 54 here. So I want my g squared to be positive. So I'm left with g squared plus 110g plus 165 equals 135g plus 81. Now let's subtract 135g both sides. So I'm left with g squared minus 25g plus 165 equals 81. And then I'm going to subtract 81 both sides. I hope this factorizes. It's pretty lengthy. Okay, so got g squared minus 25g, and this will give me 84. Yep, positive 84, and that's equal to 0. Okay, so are there two numbers that multiply to give me 84, and the same two numbers add to give me minus 25? Now if I look at this quadratic, the two numbers are going to be negative because they add to give you negative but multiply to give you a positive number. So let's see the factors of 84. Let's do it in a different color. 1 and 84 doesn't work. 2 and 24, sorry, 2 and 42 doesn't work. 3 and 28. Ooh, it's tempting, but it won't work. 4 and 21. This is the correct one. So I'm going to need another page, and I'm going to factorize it there. So my quadratic was g squared minus 25g plus 84 equals 0. I'm going to split this into my two numbers, minus 21 and minus 4. Okay, now once I've done that, I'm going to factorize these two and these two. Okay, so the common factor, highest common factor is g over here, so that's going to be g minus 21, and then minus 4 over here, that's going to be g minus 21 equals 0. So now when I factorize this completely, I've got g minus 21 and g minus 4 equals 0. So the two possible answers are g equals 21 or g equals 4. Now, if I remember, at the start of the question, we knew b is equal to g plus 3. So we go back to the last page and we write b equals g plus 3, both sides. So 21 plus 3 is 24, and 4 plus 3 is 7. So we can't use the answer on the right hand side because there was a condition that they were in total, the total number of pens were 12, more than 12, sorry. So if I add 4 and 7, I get 11. So the correct answer would be g equals 21 and b equals 24. Oof, what a lengthy question. Right, thank you for watching. Hope this helps. All the best. Assalamu alaikum.